Welcome back to the Natural Capital Plant Database. This is Dan Halsey. In this second tutorial video, we're going to look at the functionality of the database for designers. We're going to go right to the plant database pull down and look at the plant list. This plant list is open to the public and everybody can use it, but it is especially important for designers. Plants are listed alphabetically by plant name and then adjoined by their scientific name, their plant type, and then the polycultures which they may or may not be a part of. Cultivated polycultures are the polycultures that designers have devised and put plants together that have mutually beneficial ecological functions. And then natural plant associates are the plants when they are found in close proximity to nature, to each other in nature. So on any of these lists, either if you do a search and you get this list, or if you're going alphabetically or searching for plants using a partial name or partial scientific name, if you're not quite sure how it's spelled, just put what you think it is, and all the plants that have those characters in it will show up, make it a little easier to find. Going down to, say, apple tree, you can click on any plant and you'll get the detail page. And in the detail page, you'll have the common name, of course, and the different descriptions of the plant, the scientific name, but then also its characteristics, which are important for selection and for placing in the landscape. For designers, the height and spread of the plant, for placing the plant, and then also the type of root it may have. Important on the higher end are the bacterial and fungal ratios and how we place those together, and what type of association they have with mycorrhizals in the ground, or mycorrhizae. For the aesthetic side and ornamentals, the form and texture of the plant, important to many people for aesthetics in the landscape. The sun expectation, the soil type, and the soil moisture. These are the non-negotiable requirements of the plant in order to survive. Tolerances here, say the apple is tolerant to zone 3 to 8, pH and such. So we have the tolerances of the plant, behaviors of the plant, its growing season, bloom time, and fruiting time. You'll notice that some of these areas are blank, and we are over and over filling in some of the spaces as we find citations and information to fill this in. There are a number of areas of information here. First, we have the plant detail. Second are the human uses. Any human use that the plant has, and there are quite a few, will be listed on this detail page for the plant, in this case food, and the fruit, apples, of course, and how it can be used, and the citation for that. Ecological functions, which is one of the major motivations for having this plant database, is so that we can build these plants not just, or plant systems I should say, not just based on the human use, but also the ecological functions, so that we can combine the ecological functions of plants and build polycultures that are self-supporting. So the more diversity we have in ecological functions in these plant polycultures, in these plant guilds, if you will, or plant groups, the more they are resilient and the more they supply each other the nutrients and minerals and services that they need. Here also are the plant compatibles and incompatibles listed. If there are certain plants that do well with the, say in this case, the apple tree, and others like the potato which do not, they are listed here. Many of these plants that do well in a polyculture will be listed here as a companion, but those plants that are suspect, either through literature or through experience, are listed as not compatible. At the bottom of a page, if there are any plant concerns, it will be listed at the bottom of the page, and in this case animal toxins and an inhibitor, in this case a chemical that is in the ground that is exuded by the apple tree that keeps other plants from growing there, especially other apple trees. In this case, apple trees actually keep other trees from growing there, and then even if the apple tree is removed, the chemicals will still be in the ground to keep other apple trees from growing. So plant concerns at the bottom, and there are a number of those. And so we have plant concerns, the compatibilities of the plant, ecological functions, and the human uses. So that's the plant detail page. Every plant detail page has the information that is available for designers and for the public. This is open up to everyone. So we'll back up a little bit to the plant list. This again, alphabetical order. If you want to search by common name or by scientific name, you can do that, or just scroll down and look for the plant that that you're looking for, and you can move along in these pages left and forward and backward in order to find plants too. But the easiest way is to really just type in the common name that you're thinking of, or the scientific name, or a fraction thereof. So that's the plant list and the detail pages. Now, there is another service here, and this is the search. In order to have the search services available to you, you must be registered and a paid subscriber. This is for designers. This is the great tool for designers and people that are researching plants to build polycultures and build their edible landscapes. In order to do that, you must be a member, going to the membership page and subscribing. There's a pull down here for the different types of memberships that there are. The individual member, which is $20, the designer member, which is $50. Researchers are those people that work with us. They are expected to help us add plants to the database, and that's for $40. These are all annual subscriptions. And so you click what type of subscription you would like, and then click on subscribe, and that will take you to PayPal. To pay for your subscription, and you will be immediately accessed to the database and the services where we are going right now. So if you are a member, you would just click on login and put in your name and your password, and click login, and you'll be in. Please keep in mind that we would like you to use your email address as your login for that. Of course, those who make the rules break the rules, and I am using the name of our company, but we would really appreciate it if you would use your email address for that. So once you put in your name and your password, click on login, and then you will have access to the site. Your username will show up in the upper right, and that's how you'll log out also. This immediately takes you to the member page, and there's other information here for members when you log in. Question and answers, frequently asked questions are on this page, other things that you might like to know, and a little drawing here of some polyculture work. But back to the plant database, now we can go search for plants. And on this page are all the different parameters that you can use to search for plants based on the characteristics of your landscape and the types of human uses and ecological functions that you're looking for. You also can look at the lists of polycultures. Polycultures are also in alphabetical area, listed I should say, and these are polycultures that have been found and combined for human agriculture or agroforestry or agroecosystems. And so these have been combined by designers and humans. You can always search for polycultures also, and when you do that, you're looking for the polyculture type. So you might select restoration polyculture, and then putting in your zone, the type of sun requirements and the soil types you have, and then click on the submit the query for that. So the best thing about being a member is that you can search the list and you can search the polycultures. And then also you can go into the Natural Plant Associates and search in there also for those that exist, having been found as plants that usually exist in close proximity to each other. So we have acid peatlands, we have rocky uplands, peat fens, shrublands, wet prairies, wooded swamps, and floodplains. Those types of natural plants associates, and you can search for those here also. This is a really great start and lots of great information to find out how naturally these plants occur together. And then the last thing that's available to you is the plant companion list, and that is where you can go alphabetically, look for your plants on here. Say we'll go to the teas, and tansy is first listed. Thyme and the plants that work with that. Tomatoes, what plants work well with tomatoes and why they are companion plants. Quite a few of those. And the plants that are not compatible, which are probably more important to know which ones are not compatible than ones that are. Fennel, for example here, mustard, and you can see that the list is quite long, but it also gives you an idea of what plants you might be able to plant together. So that's the plant database, the plant list, and search for plants, and how to get access to that. In the next video, we will go into the Search for Plants page and actually search for a specific group of plants that fit a specific niche and download that into an Excel spreadsheet. Thank you, and we'll see you in video 3.